our crazy travels around, we heard about this gentleman who makes sauerkraut and has an awesome party, and we found him. Here's Pat Freilinger.
Well, hello, and thanks for having me here today.
Thanks for joining us.
We're going to talk a little bit about making kraut. One of the things is the first thing we do when we make kraut is we always start with the Bloody Mary.
Pat's my kind of man.
That's step one.
That's a great party.
Yes, it is. And of course, we use mostly homemade pickles, tomato juice, everything's from the garden that we use in our Bloody Marys also.
Is this a venison stick or just a regular stick?
It's venison, yes, ma'am.
Nothing makes a better bloody than a venison stick.
This is fantastic. So talk to us a little bit about this kraut you make, Pat.
Well, it's not just me, it's a whole bunch of people. We get together and we do about 200 large heads of cabbage, and when we make it, we actually ferment it in whiskey barrels that we get locally here from Cedar Rapids Winery. Yep.
Fantastic.
And does the whiskey barrel have a flavor on it?
Yes, whiskey.
Hello.
Okay.
Well, do we have everything we need?
Well, I think we need to head to the garden and get some veggies to cut up for our spices.
Fantastic.
Should we bring our bloodies?
Yes, you bet.
Let's go. Pat has an incredible garden.
These peppers.
Pineapple sage.
Just
a beautiful fennel.
All of this down here.
All the banana peppers down below. Pat, your garden is spectacular.
Well, thank you very much.
But I gotta know, how much peppers are we gonna have to pick in order to fill our barrel of sauerkraut?
Well, today we only have to do about 2.5 gallons.
That's
so
pretty
if we
much.
fill this thing half full, we'll be good to go.
Okay.
All right.
Then
Okay.
I think
Well,
we should
let's
start
get-
getting picking, eh?
Please,
Get to action in here.
Grab a bush.
Look at all of these peppers. Quick pick.
You do real well holding that barrel.
Well, everybody's got a job.
Got a couple
There we
hidden over
go.
There we go.
All right,
Sweet.
I'll get a couple down here. A couple of low riders already.
How are we doing so far?
I think we're pretty good, actually.
Okay, so we are back from the garden, and we've got some beautiful jalapenos that we need for this sauerkraut.
Yep.
And I've got those diced up. So what do you want me to do next?
Well, I think we're far enough along if we want to start shredding some cabbage.
Okay, so I need to don my Michael Jackson glove here
Yes, that's
and just shave it.
because those blades are razor sharp there, and you can cut the tip of your finger off.
And I need those for my job, so I'll keep
And I'm
them.
cutting onions and garlic in the meantime. Who knows how much I have to do, though.
Okay, today we're going to do about 50 pounds of onions
It's a lot of onions.
because we're making a full batch of kraut, and there'll be 100 head of cabbage.
Keep slicing,
Yep,
Angela.
Yep, you know what to do.
Full day's workout right here.
So,
Okay.
where do you get your cabbage from?
The cabbage comes from Kelowna. The Amish have an auction down there once a week, and they sell everything in bulk.
Wow.
So I buy the onions there, and I buy the cabbage there. And you just go there and you bid on it.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So it's all naturally grown, no pesticides, everything like that. So we're looking at some really good kraut.
Good stuff. Good
Excellent.
stuff.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
So now that we've got some cabbage shaved off, where do we go from here?
Okay, I'm going to grab some cabbage
Okay.
that you've been
I'm gonna take a
shredding.
break.
And we got to do 10 pounds.
10 pounds per bucket, right?
10 pounds per batch, we call a batch.
Okay.
A batch, okay?
Oh, we're
So
about 9
9
pounds. A little
pounds.
bit more.
Okay, so
There you go.
there we go.
I think that's good.
So we're going to get you over here ready to start mashing.
Excellent.
More gloves.
Yep.
More gloves.
And what I want you to do
Changing shades.
is I want you to take and do this second round on
okay.
this batch that we've already done, okay? So I'll pop in the ingredients here.
Okay, so what do we got?
We got 6 tablespoons of salt,
Okay.
black pepper,
Excellent.
fresh garlic,
Okay.
caraway seed,
Okay.
jalapeno peppers.
Gives a little kick.
Yep. And we can't forget as many onions as we need.
I
So,
cut those.
2
All of
big
them.
handfuls of onions.
All right, 2 big handfuls of
Okay.
onions.
All
right.
I want to show everyone. This is 10 pounds right here. It's about a 5-gallon pail. Okay. So you're going to start turning that and mixing that.
Okay.
And
You've been working on this one, right?
I sure have.
Okay, mash that down for me once,
Okay.
and then let's give them a look at what that looks like.
So not only is this delicious, but it's a bit of therapy, isn't it? You can really just take out your aggression in this. Okay.
Okay.
Stir it up.
Yep. See the water coming out of that there?
Wow. So this turns into that.
Yep.
And you do this how many times?
Well, we do the mashing 3 times.
Okay.
Because you got to let it sit a little bit.
All right.
And then you mash again to get it down.
Okay.
And then we'll do 18 pills
Wow.
per batch, what we call it. Okay. And that's
Okay.
what will go into a barrel. Okay.
Alrighty.
So that's going to be our next step now.
Okay.
Alright.
Is going
So
to the
we're going
barrel.
to take this and put it into the barrel.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, then let's go to the barrel. So we're back from cutting all of that cabbage, all of that onions, and all of the garlic, and my hands stink to death. But Pat, what's our next step?
Okay, 2 things right now.
Okay.
One, I'm going to cut into this barrel, which gets a little bit messy. And while I'm doing that, you should taste the rum that actually comes out of these barrels when we pick them up.
So you get barrels and rum.
Usually, if we're lucky, we'll get a couple jars out of a barrel when we cut into them.
Woo! Drinking the bottom of the barrel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
All right. You saw, we'll drink.
Okay.
This is so good.
Amazing. Wow, you really get the char off of that.
You do. You get a nice char, but also if you notice though, it'll bring out the senses of vanilla.
I thought
actually.
you were going to say brings out the barrel.
Or the bottom of the barrel for that fact.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
That's what we're looking for right
See?
there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
if you'll notice, it drips off, which is actually what you're going to get in the residual from the kraut when you put it in there.
It's delicious too.
Excuse me here.
Woo! Holy
There we go.
cow!
That's
goodness.
thick. Yep. So,
That is thick.
okay.
I don't know that I'll drink that one.
Okay.
Okay, so now. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Do we put it all in there?
Yep.
All of it.
Yep. We're just going to take and add this. We're going to dump all of our kraut in here now.
Kraut in.
Cabbage right now. It'll be kraut in 6 weeks. Okay.
Okay. So now that we've got this barrel filled up, what next?
Well, we're going to take and we're going to move over and we're going to go into the barrels we did a couple 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we're going to can those. Okay.
Alrighty. Now, do you seal this with this top, or do you put a new top on it?
No, this is of course done now. I'm going to take and I'll cover this with plastic after we finish filling it, and then I will fill that with water.
Okay.
And
So the
that'll
water's in like a natural
weight
weight on it.
Yep. And it also seals it the air. Okay.
Okay, fantastic.
Great.
So when this one is done, we are going to walk over and crack open the barrels that you have already had fermenting, and then we can actually can some kraut.
So now that we've gotten our sauerkraut into the barrel and covered it with water and sealed it, we actually pulled out another barrel that's been fermenting for 6 weeks, and we're going to pull off the top and we're going to use this sauerkraut. How does this go, Pat?
Okay. What we're going to do is this bag here is filled with the water,
Yep.
and that's what seals the top. I'll just pull that off, just like that. That's all you got to do.
Magic.
Like magic.
Okay. And then the top is usually got a little bit of a.
A little bit of brine.
Yep. So we clear off the top.
Perfect.
The kraut, get the nasty kind of stuff off. Just a little bit.
Nobody likes nasty kraut.
Nope, but you're gonna have it, and then you'll fill it now. See how firm that is?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Can we?
It's awesome.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And so what I'm going to do is give you some kraut to work with.
Great.
And I'm going to do some canning.
Fantastic.
While you're
So
making...
we don't even need to wait for the canning to use this kraut.
Oh, no,
We can use it right away.
It's done. The only thing the canning does is that's how you seal it.
Oh, okay.
You know, once I put it in the jar and boil it for 15 minutes, then it'll sit on the shelf for a year or 2 years, you know, whatever you need.
Lovely. But we can actually make Reubens and put it on some bratwurst, and that's what we're going to do right now. We'll Pat does some canning for us. So, 2 pieces of rye bread, 2 pieces of pumpernickel, whatever you'd like. A good Thousand Island. Don't be stingy. I like to put my sauerkraut on the bottom of the bread because it actually soaks in and you get some really nice flavors into that bread. Don't worry. Take your pastrami and kind of make it like an accordion, just like this. Couple of pieces on top. Awesome stuff. Swiss cheese. At least 2 pizzas. Don't be skimpy on that either.
It's cheese. Come on.
Sometimes they pack it individually.
When we're doing the kraut,
Uh-huh.
you want to pack it, but you don't want to pack it too tight.
Okay, so a little bit of room in there.
Yep. So it's firm but not squashed down.
Okay.
Because then what you want to do is you want to make sure you got plenty of juice.
Perfect.
All right, so you don't want it dry.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you pack it too much, then it kind of soaks up and dries up a little bit.
Awesome.
All right.
Angela, ready to go into the oven.
Let's take this over to the smoker.
Alrighty. So you want to keep it a little bit juicy, a little bit up to the top.
Yep.
And then we're going to put the top back on after we've disinfected them, and then off they go into the canner.
And it's just a water bath.
Just a water
It
bath?
doesn't need to be a pressure cooker.
Okay.
And once it comes up to boil, it'll be 15 minutes of
Perfect.
boiling, and we're good to go.
So 15 minutes and you're all set. And then the sauerkraut that you've just made can actually sit on the shelf. Oh, ho, ho! Look at that! For the next couple of years. So,
Got some brats over
little
here
brat.
too.
We're going to put some sauerkraut in the bottom. Because once again, sauerkraut in the bottom is always the best.
Ouch. Hot, hot, hot. You gotta run away.
Waiting on a bun and a brat.
Incoming.
There we go. Let's
Roll
do
that
one.
one right off of
and
there.
then we'll put another one right on here. Oh my goodness gracious. How we doing over there,
I'm
Pat?
doing great. Do I get the brat or
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the brat.
Ooh.
I'm going to cut up this Reuben.
Okay.
Angela. Holy jumping kimono.
Oh,
Let's take a bite, everybody.
Hey, before this, how about Cedar Ridge? We go there and talk about their barrels and eat some pizzas in a couple weeks.
You got it.
Okay.
Made with the sauerkraut.
Excellent.
here we go. Oh my gosh.
So good.
You girls can cook.
You can make kraut.
This is a beautiful combination.
Delicious.
All right, trade you.
Okay. Yep. I need.
Yeah. We got that one. Good, this one's all mine.
Oh, that is delicious. Awesome.
Pat, you make some serious kraut. You're what Life's a Feast is all about. Bringing your appetite.
Ladies, thanks for coming.
Anytime. Our pleasure.
Thanks so much
Okay.
for having us.
Thanks for having us. Boom.
Yeah.
We're hanging with Colin here at Cedar Ridge Winery and Distillery, and I have to ask you, Colin, what made Cedar Ridge Winery look from wine to distilling?
The original purpose of the distillery was just to use up the waste from our winemaking process. So we have leftover wine, things from the tanks that don't necessarily make it into a bottle of wine, but are very useful for being distilled into brandy, grappa, and other grape spirits.
Never waste good use of wine.
Ever. Ever. Okay, so what are the predominant liquors that you make here?
We're mostly a whiskey distillery.
Okay.
We do obviously make the brandies in the fall when the fresh juices are available, but we're primarily a whiskey distillery.
Now, do you use the same wine barrels you use to make the whiskey and bourbon?
No. Whiskey barrels are their own type of barrel. They're slightly smaller, and they're actually charred on the inside where wine barrels are only toasted.
Oh, okay.
Now
You
are
learn
some
something new every day.
now are some charred and some not?
No, the law for bourbon specifically says the barrels have to be charred.
So the federal government tells you that you have to have a charred barrel for bourbon.
Yes, absolutely.
Gotta love when the government gets involved in your liquor making. Serious business. Okay, so how long do you age your bourbons?
The bourbon is a 2-year age product. The rye whiskeys we make are 2-year age products.
Okay.
So those are the 2 products that primarily go into the brand new barrels.
All right.
And how long do you use your barrels? What's the shelf life for a barrel, basically?
For us, it's 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
From its first product and then into the second product.
Alrighty.
And how many times can you reuse a barrel?
We will typically use a barrel twice. There will always be bourbon or rye on that first use because the law mandates it. The second time we use it will be for products we make that can legally go into used barrels, in the dark rum, the brandies, and some of the blended whiskeys we make.
Oh, okay. So what happens once the barrel is used up?
Used up, for us, primarily the barrels go to breweries. There's about a dozen breweries here in Iowa that use them.
For beer?
Yes, barrel-aged beer.
Good stuff.
Barrel-aged beer. Who knew? Okay. And then, well, we also know you do something extra with these barrels as well.
Yes.
They go into, or sauerkraut goes into
Yep.
them, right?
Absolutely.
And then do you utilize the sauerkraut?
Yes, Cedar Ridge loves using the sauerkraut for our pizzas this time of year.
Fantastic. Well, let's go and taste one of these sauerkraut pizzas. We are back from the distilling room, and wow, that was amazing information. You got yourself a good one there with Colin. And we are now here with Jamie, and it is my understanding that you are the one who came up with this pizza to use Pat's phenomenal kraut.
Yeah, we have a wood-fired oven, and Pat came to us with this great sauerkraut, and we came up with a simple but pizza that stands out.
Well, if we had smell-o-vision, you would all be drooling as we are here.
Salivating mouth.
Tell us a little bit more about how you came up with this pizza.
Well, with this kraut that Pat had, we really wanted to keep it all about the kraut and keep it simple. So we just put a twist on a Reuben sandwich and made a Reuben pizza.
Excellent. So what are the ingredients in this one?
Well, we have a homemade Thousand Island dressing. And again, we want to make it all about the kraut. And so a little bit of dressing, and then we use it's a braised prosciutto that we use from La Quercia.
Braised prosciutto.
So,
wow.
And that's local as well, correct?
Yeah, we try to keep it all about Iowa products here.
That's wonderful.
Yum.
That's wonderful.
Okay, fantastic. So we've got this phenomenal pizza. Let's go cook it up.
With great anticipation while that pizza cooks, I'm going to talk to Colin actually as to what we're going to pair with this particular pizza. And because the sauerkraut is made in sometimes whiskey barrels, sometimes rum barrels, and sometimes single malt barrels.
Right.
So we have a rum barrel now. Would you put that with that sauerkraut?
I'd say we may as well
Why not?
use the dark rum.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Because you really sort of kind of want to pair food that really is going to enhance it, but then also at the same time not take over for the food nor the pizza, basically.
Sure.
I say let's get to drinking. Why don't you, so we have 2 bottles here. So tell us a little bit about what we have.
We have the Cedar Ridge dark rum, which
Okay.
is produced from primarily molasses. There is some cane sugar in there, but it's fermented, distilled on site, and then aged in the used bourbon barrels for 3 to 4 years.
Fantastic.
So it's not spiced, it's not colored, it's just barrel-aged rum.
All right, great.
So-
Let's get a little,
All right.
little nip of this. I'll taste this, Carolyn. Why don't you take on the whiskey, the bourbon whiskey?
So right up my alley.
Wow.
None for you this early, Colin?
No, not today.
I'll take his.
I'm sorry.
Wow. I am not even a big dark rum drinker. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, I cannot wait to drink this with the pizza.
You've been drinking too much already.
Somebody's got to. We're at a winery.
What's really great is that you can actually, like sipping whiskeys and bourbons, really good ones, they're not bitter, they don't make you pucker up or anything else like that. They don't taste like rubbing alcohol. They have an incredible smooth flavor that actually coats your tongue. And I cannot wait to try the whiskey one with the whiskey kraut and the rum with the rum kraut.
So we just finished with a wonderful tasting with Colin, and we did the dark rum and then the whiskey bourbon. And we have now moved it back with Jamie, and we are in this beautiful event space that you have. Tell us a little bit about this space.
Yeah, you know, we have some nice overhead doors that opens up to our gorgeous vineyards, but it's also open year round because it's temperature controlled in here.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that is amazing.
How many people do you see?
Up to 200.
Wow.
Great space for an event. But let's get back to what we're talking about. Let's go some pizza. Do you think it's done?
I think it's ready.
All right,
Alrighty.
let's go get it.
Let's go get the pizza.
Surprise!
This is our crop man, Pat. Oh my gosh. Well, look at this pizza. This looks amazing. I'm so excited that you're here to join us. And let's dig in.
It looks
shall
great,
we?
Jamie. Yes.
All right. Oh, everybody grab a piece. Oh my gosh, who knew a Reuben pizza could be so good? So we want to thank Cedar Ridge Winery and Jamie for taking time with us.
Thank you.
And our surprise visit, Pat, over here.
Pat rocks.
And remember,
Life's a feast. So bring your appetite.